Everyone has a story. Stories have power. They help us understand each other. This is Jessop's Journal. Hello, Verda. Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
Let's go visit. Verda, it's time to sign into Jessop's Journal. I'm Doug Jessop. Welcome to this episode of Jessop's Journal. With me is Verda Louise Watkins. Okay, now thank you, Verda, for coming on to Jessop's Journal. I understand that you are well, you're always, everybody interviews special.
I'm a what?
You're a special lady.
Oh.
That, you were born in what year?
1917.
1917. Okay, now usually it's not really polite for a guy to ask how old a lady is. Dare I ask how old you're going to be?
104.
104 years old.
Yes.
Dang, that's awesome. That is so cool. So, you've had, so the 100th, yeah, no big deal, but now the 104th. Any idea what you're going to do for your birthday?
Going to have a party. We're going to have some ice cream. We're going to have some root beer.
You mentioned ice cream. I got to ask, what is your favorite kind of ice cream?
Chocolate.
Chocolate, okay. And I also noticed that you are wearing a very brilliant color of blue.
I love blue, yeah.
I would think that it might even be Dodger blue.
It is. It's Dodger blue, yes.
So tell me, we've got one of your hats here. Okay, so tell me, what is it about the Dodgers that Verda likes?
All the players, Taylor, and it used to be other players that aren't with them now. Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been watching or listening to Dodger
Since I was in California, I used to go there, game over there. I lived in Long Beach, California, and they had the games in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And I went to the games over there, and I watched them over there.
So why baseball? And why the Dodgers?
Well, I like baseball. I like football also, but I like baseball easier because you don't have all the players. Football has so many players all the time. Mm-hmm. The Dodgers only has certain ones that you always watch. They have to hit the ball, a home run, and some of the players actually did a home run all the time.
So are there any particular players, Dodger players, that are your favorites over the years?
Taylor was a favorite. And there was another guy named Peterson, but he isn't with them anymore. Mm-hmm. He's gone on to some other team. And then there was another player I used to watch, and he's with the Angels now.
You're 104 years old.
Yeah.
Are you still listening to the Dodgers?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I listened to them last night.
Oh, really?
And they won yesterday, too. They was playing the Angels yesterday.
Well, I remember because I grew up in Southern California, too.
Did
and
you?
You had that rivalry, the Dodgers and the Angels,
Yes,
know?
yeah, it was a rival, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where were you born?
I was born in Utah as an infant, but I didn't stay in Utah because I think when I was 3.5, I know I was in Cary, Idaho. Mm-hmm. And I stayed there until I was 11. And then California from Idaho. So my brother, 14 years old, and he did some of the driving, him and my older sister who was 17, and him and her drove from Cary, Idaho, down to Long Beach, California.
So your brother was 14 years old?
He was 14, and
he's driving.
He was driving.
How old were you when you learned how to drive?
17.
Okay. Do you remember the first car you drove?
Yeah, it was a Model A.
Henry Ford used to kind of tease, so I got to ask, what color was that Model A?
Gosh, I don't remember.
It was black because it's the only one they made.
I think it was black. Yeah, I think it was black. Yeah, I think it was black. Yeah.
Yeah. So where'd you go to high school? Do you remember?
Poly High School on Atlantic Avenue, Long Beach, and I lived in North Long Beach at the time. So I rode the bus and from North Long Beach over to Long Beach, high school over there.
You know, you were married for quite a long time. Tell me about meeting your husband.
I met him at a dance. I was at the dance, and he asked me to dance with him. So that was 1941. He was drafted in the Army, and he went back east of the Army.
How long after he got back, you know, what year did you get married?
1941, October 10th. That was my father's birthday then.
So you got married on your father's birthday?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Well, that's, boy, you forget that date and you're in trouble, huh?
October 10th, yeah.
So how long were you married?
58 years, I guess.
Wow. And what was your husband's name?
LeRoy, but I always called him Roy.
You met your husband at a dance, but I also understand you did a lot of dancing after you got married.
Square dancing, yes. And I tried to get him to go to the class. He says no, he wouldn't go. So I kept after him. I said, all I want to do is dance on time is all before I die. So I got him over to the dance. Only to luck was all. The minute we stepped in, Leah grabbed him and hauled him off to in a square, and another fellow grabbed me and hauled me off to another square. And they was teaching how to square dance, all the calls and things like that. Remember that, like star through and different things. So we started that, and then that next week after that, he said, "You're going to drag me off to that old square dance again?" And I said, "Well, let's just try it out another time." Well, a week after that, he was ready earlier than me. He was ready to go every week, all the time.
Well, you had some fancy dresses. Where did you get those dresses?
I made them.
No, really?
Yeah, I went to school at Trade Tech, and I learned how to make it.
So you've done a lot of sewing then.
Oh,
So was there a favorite dress that you made?
Well, no favorite one, except I had a lot of them. I had a lot of them.
I remember square dancing a little bit, and there were a couple. It's like the do-si-do or something like that.
Yeah,
you remember some of those?
Do-si-do.
Yeah.
Do-si-do, yeah. You go back around other people, yeah.
Okay, because you'd have to teach me.
Do-si-do and do-si, and break it all up with a do-si-do.
Okay, well, I'm glad you know because I don't remember.
I do.
So you guys were married for 50 plus years. How many kids did you have?
One son.
Do you have any grandkids?
7 grandkids and 20 great-grandkids.
Wow. What's it like to be a great-grandmother?
It's great because you have all these children, this and this and this.
You're 104 years old. What is the secret to living that long?
You are what you eat.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so...
You have to eat healthy.
Yeah?
Vegetables and fruit off on the tree. God put all them here, all the fruit on the tree. Eat it off the tree.
What's your favorite fruit off the tree?
Peaches, I guess. Peaches.
Oh, yeah. I love peaches.
Apricots, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, vegetables, fruit I get, okay, but not every kid likes to eat their vegetables, so...
No, I'm not fond about, but I eat them, no.
So, do you eat Brussels sprouts?
Not often.
What is your favorite vegetable to eat?
I guess corn on the cob.
Oh, yeah, there
I
you go.
love that because we used to have it in the garden. And I go out in the garden and I pick it off the thing and I eat it out there in the garden.
Yeah.
It was awfully good.
So if you are what you eat, what would Verda's favorite meal be? Could have anything you want. What would be on the plate?
I guess chicken and potatoes and corn, or beets also. I used to like it too.
And then end with a bowl of peaches.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, did you cook a lot when you were young?
No, not as much as I think I should like to cook it all. I'd rather eat out than have to cook.
Oh, I hear you. So now, you grew up near Long Beach. Did you go to the beach a lot?
Oh, yes, I used when I was 14, all the way from 12 up to the day I got married. I stayed over. I used to go to the beach. The pier in Long Beach that they had at the pike over there, and the beach along there, and then just over on the beach they had the cyclone racer, and boy, that was go up and down. The cyclone racer, it was really something.
What kind of music did you listen to when you were young?
Lawrence Welk.
Yeah.
And Kay Kaiser, and the band of right now.
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle.
I used to hear him, Kay Kaiser, all the time. I used to love his music.
What was your mother's name?
Louisa.
What was the best advice that your mother gave you?
Go to church and eat right. Eat your the vegetables and the fruit and things. Eat healthy.
So if you had one of your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren, let's say great-grandchildren here in the room, what's the advice that you would give them? What would great-grandma say?
You are what you eat. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on for Jessop's Journal. A couple other people we want to thank. So number one, we had the Dodgers hat, okay? I like the hat there, JW Custom Hats is the guys that make my hat. Taylor Cooperatives, the folks that make my clothes. Of course, you can't have Jessop's Journal without Rustico. And of course, here's the thing. You think about cleaning your hands, but have you ever thought of cleaning your nose?
Of what?
Cleaning your nose. Serious. There's this clear nasal spray. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I had some, but I was all out of it.
Well, I've got some more for you.
You do?
Yes, I do. And then, of course, we've got Ogden's Distillery. Here's the thing I want people to remember. Everyone has a story, especially when you're 104 years old. And stories have power. With another entry in the Jessop's Journal and Verda, I'm Doug Jessop, ABC4 News.